Gerald Chatman, defensive line coach. All right, here we go with the questions here. All right, let's see. All right, what was your first experience like running out the tunnel on game day? Let's see, man. I think just focus on the line of scrimmage, man. Focus on the point of attack. For me, really in tune with the game. It's a great opportunity. It's a historic place. I think my first focus was just the game itself and the line of scrimmage.
Like a horse who blinds your dog.
Yeah, laser focus. All right, next. Am I throwing these? All right, I can toss it. Good. Okay. All right. Which person or coach had the biggest impact on your career? Man, I would probably say family first. Start with my mom and dad, grandparents for sure. I've been around some really good coaches in the game. I think that's a broad question for me, just because I've had so many different experiences at different places. Think in the D-line world, I think Ed Orgeron is really good. Terry Price, who passed away a couple years ago, was at Texas A&M. Those guys have been really good to me in the game in terms of the position itself. So.
No impression.
Nah, I won't do that. I won't do that. I won't do that. All right. Okay, let's see. What do you do outside of work? Favorite hobby? Family first, but that's pretty serious. It's fun. Family's fun. I'm a father of 4, and a husband as well. Can't forget to leave that part into it. But I think I like to golf, believe it or not. I just like being out there. That would be my favorite hobby, golf.
Follow-up. Your dream foursome.
Oh, man. I don't know. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Desmond Watson.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Who's your favorite player? Who's the favorite player that you ever coached and why? Yeah, I think sometimes I have a hard time answering these type of questions because, there's been a lot of different guys I've been around in my career, just haven't been at different spots. I've gotten the chance to be around Myles Garrett when I was with under Terry Price, A&M, Geno Atkins, Cincinnati Bengals, a bunch of guys there, Carlos Dunlap, Sam Hubbard. But there's been a lot of college players that I, even currently, like the Des Watsons and the Cam Jacksons. And I just think that, I think that the guys that hone in on their craft, not to be all serious, but the guys that really hone in on their craft, those are some of the best guys to be around. So.
Went to high school,
Geno Atkins, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, let's see. What Gator grade would you have loved to have an opportunity to coach? In the trenches, right? You got to say Gerard Warren, Big Money. So I'll see Big Money at the second annual D-Line barbecue. All right. I'm glad that I'm still around here to be able to do that. That's a big deal for us. We're going to have the ribs. We're going to have the brisket. We're going to have good stories. We're going to have a good time. But a lot of respect for him and all those guys during that time that played on the line. Again, I mentioned Carlos Dunlap, Stephen Harris, all those guys, man, just that have been. I have a lot of respect for the trenches, and so any of the guys that have done it the right way, that have come through here, man, it would have been a great opportunity to coach, and that's why we do the barbecue, to get those guys to tap back in with our current players. So
you make Shannon Snell. He was office now. You make him cook for you.
Who was that?
Shannon Snell.
I hadn't. Maybe I need to tap in. Though. He's an offensive lineman. So yeah, but maybe I need to tap in. But no, I think this is a fun question, but it's also, last year we did a barbecue, and we were able to have all those guys come back and then tap in with our current players, man. It was a pretty good thing, pretty special thing. You can always get the big fellas to open up when you got something on that grill. So it was pretty good. All right. What's on your game day playlist? Ah, man, I gotta expose myself a little bit with this one. I like a little Young Jeezy. I like a little Crunk, a little John. I like a little maybe a little Wayne. It just depends. But usually, yeah, it's gotta have some tempo to it. It's gotta have some bass to it. A little Boosie, a little Webby, but maybe some old school. But it just depends. It just depends. If I'm on the bus, maybe it's a little bit more laid back. Once I'm off the bus and I'm moving a little bit, I like to pick the tempo up a little bit. All right. All right. If you had to coach a position on offense, which one would you be best at? Quarterback. Quarterback, man. Hey, look, I want to be a head coach one day. So I think the quarterbacks is a position that you got to be able to at least be able to provide some leadership towards. Ain't never played a lick of quarterback in my life. Ain't never ran a route. I would probably say the next position would be offensive line, just because of the technique, the trenches, and the tactics that go with that. But yeah, quarterback came right out. All right. What's your favorite movie? Man, I like 300. I think that's always a good one right there for me. I like 300. If I had to go like Christmas, the Home Alones of the world, I like the Home Alones, the Friday after next, next Friday, all of that. But yeah, I think 300, that's one of the consistent.
Who in your room is Diva? The guy that walks in and everyone is now scared.
Um, who is that guy? Man, I should have answered that real quick. I'm gonna give a little shout out to the young kid, Big Stephon Shivers. Man, I think he's got a bright future ahead. We got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. A lot of work to do. But when he walks in, man, at 400 pounds, it's just different. All right. Orange or blue? Man. I like the orange, but I like the blue. For some guys, it's a no-brainer. It's not a no-brainer for me. I like black, then orange and blue. But yeah, I'm gonna leave that at that. You're not gonna get that answer out of me. Both. Both of them. Okay. Biggest difference between coaching college and NFL? I think most people would say like it's less development in the NFL. I think at the position though, I think at defensive line, I think that there is you can't, to me, if you don't look at it as necessarily development, but just look at it as working your craft. So I think that the similarities in college and the NFL is that guys still have to hone in on their craft. In the NFL, guys still have to sharpen their skill set. That's why you see guys, you have to be more disciplined in the NFL because sometimes things aren't all the way mapped out for you. You got a little bit more freedom in terms of your process and your workout progression, who you train with. Where in college, it's a lot of things are structured right here for you. Most things are structured right here for you. So I think, but I think that's the difference is you got to be a little more disciplined as a player to be able to hone in on your craft, technique. You got a little bit more freedom, who you're going to work with in the off season and different things like that. You also have to adapt to a lot of change. And college can be like that at times as well. But you got to adapt to different coaches. You got to adapt to different people. So those, it's a lot of similarities. But there's a little bit more, to me, there's a little bit more of an open window of like who I'm training with, who I'm working with, how do I get the job done? Okay. All right, what advice would you give to a student or a young coach in this field? Oh man, I think just be authentic, be who you are, be yourself. You know, always tell the truth and build a trust uh, amongst the people around you, but also amongst yourself. I think it's important for it's important for people to tell the truth to themselves, right? Like what you're really passionate about and why, what you want to be, what you aspire to do. Never shy away from what you actually aspire to do and be. You may not be there yet, but it's part of the process. So, and I think, when you first get into this business, you got to embrace the process. You got to embrace the role that you're in currently. And it's the same thing that we tell the players, we got to embrace the process right now, embrace the phase that we're in. And then we go to the next phase and you embrace that. And you carry the things you learn from phase to phase. So I think it's the same thing as a coach, man. I think just carrying, each phase, each process, whether it's an entry-level process, start, carry that phase, to the next and learn and grow and be authentic and be yourself. What's your favorite thing about Gainesville? I think that's pretty broad. The Gators. I think the university. I think as a whole, and the people. I think it's a very family-oriented place. I just enjoy being here, with my family. I think that the importance of Florida Gators, just the importance of the university and not just the athletic department, but just the university as a whole. What that means to people in the community. You really feel that. You get to feel for that. Just living here, you understand the importance and what this place means to everyone. Okay. All right. If you were stranded on a desert island, which one of your players would you give? Okay, hold on. If you were stranded on a desert island, which one of your players would give you the best chance to survive? I would probably say to survive. I think like to survive, you gotta have water, you gotta have food, and I think you gotta be able to have some type of protection, defense, right? Um, so I would go with a Desmond Watson because I know we ain't gonna go hungry. We're gonna find something to eat. Right now, I like the big boys. I think there's gonna be some protection with a Des Watson. I think Big Stefan Shivers. I think we won't go hungry there. Makai Burrow, he's pretty smart. We may smart our way into being able to survive there. And smart in different ways. Now he's smart in different ways. Maybe not in every single way of his life, but he is smart in a certain way. Should say that. I don't want to give him too much credit. I think Brian Taylor, he'll be very thoughtful, critical thinker. He may say like, why should we go this way? Well, we should go this way because it makes sense to go this way. Well, what you mean, coach? What you mean by that? He may make you rethink your decision. So that could be good. Caleb Banks, I don't know. I don't know if I can survive with Caleb Banks on the desert. I could survive with him on third down. When the game is on the line, I can survive with him, with Caleb Banks. In the desert, he may give up on finding water. Tavares Brown, yeah, nah, I wouldn't survive with him on the desert. Jeremiah McLeod, maybe. He got a chance. Kind of going down the list. But yeah, I'm probably taking the big fellas. All right, here we go.
You're gonna be competing, but they might find it, but you got
Yeah.
to get your share.
You know what, Jamari Lyons? Let me go back. Jamari Lyons. I'll take Jamari Lyons out there. You know what? That's who it is. It's Jamari Lyons. DeAndre Robinson, he'll get us through as well. DeAndre Robinson, he'll get us through on the desert. In the desert, we'll survive. We'll find a way. We'll get it done. Okay. Which coach on staff which coach on staff will have the best pro day? Big Jeremy Patterson. I think as long as he don't do the shuttle and change the direction, I think he'll be real good during the drills. I also probably would say Caleb would do well on the offensive line. So I think we would be all right in the trenches. I think we'll be all right with the trenches. I don't think Coach DeCosta would have a great day, pro day. You know, I don't know. I just don't think he would have a great pro day. You know, I think Coach Gonzalez lost a little weight. You know, he out there with them receivers, man. You know, kind of running around a little bit, so he may be able to shake back and bounce back. Coach Peterson may still have a little bit. I don't know. Maybe really fully retired. So I'm gonna go with the big young boys. All right. All right. He's not in your room, but what's your relationship with Tyreek Sapp? He's spoken highly of you. Man, Sapp is just a well-rounded guy, man. You know, look, we pride ourselves in the trenches around here. Point of attack wins. You know, I talk to all of those guys, man, and you know, even after practice, we all go sit up what we call the stoop. It's kind of a thing we've been doing. It's actually after practice one, we all sat out there, and it's not just defensive players, but it's some offensive guys. A couple of the running backs are always out there. Damian George is always out there sitting, and we just kind of debrief practice, to be honest. We'll talk, you know, Sapp is the type of guy, man, he'll talk technique, and he'll do a drill in the lobby. He's passionate about the game. We're all on the line of scrimmage together. So, you know, even though he's not in the room, he's close. You know, those guys will come and hop in some of the drills or whatnot during special teams. And, man, we do a good job, you know, working together and just having a united front. But the big things ahead for Sapp. And he's one of those guys, like I mentioned earlier, that he's going to work his craft, his technique and fundamentals. And so if you're talking about that, you probably, you know, the conversation won't end when it comes to Tyreek Sapp. But he's always crafting. And when you got guys like that, you attract other guys to, you know, just always being about the fundamentals and the technique. So no, I look forward to seeing the near future for him.
He has a career nose tackle snap here.
Career nose tackle, huh?
One.
Now he can play anywhere. He can play anywhere on the line of scrimmage, man. With his mindset and his toughness, like he can line him up anywhere. So,
It's a wrap.
all right.